All right, everyone, welcome to this video of the lower body stretches. We're gonna start standing, and then after this, we're heading to the ground. But right now, I'm gonna start you with the quadricep stretch. And again, I have to emphasize, even before this stretch in particular, before you leave the gym, I need you guys to hit this stretch. Now, if this is the first stretching video that you watched from me, understand that we do things with 3 seconds worth of tension, 3 seconds worth of pausing in between. So what that means is, if I'm performing this next lift, I'm gonna stretch, I'm gonna really try to stretch, get my flexibility for 3 seconds, and then I'm gonna relax for 3 seconds. And again, I'll re-emphasize, it's just like you're lifting weights. You kind of up the resistance every set, maybe every week, every 2 weeks. To get more flexible, you gotta press those levels of flexibility, so you can't just hang out, watch TV, and sit in some of these positions. I need you guys to focus. 3 seconds on, 3 seconds off, and we're gonna start with the quadricep stretch. Now right now, again, not reinventing the wheel, going back to the basics, we're gonna hit this quadricep right here. Maybe you need to hold on to something, maybe you don't. You're gonna grab your leg. The key is to keep your knee underneath your hips. Don't drag it out here. This is not a quadricep stretch. The moment that that heel goes to the butt and the knee drops and they're next to each other, now I can feel this stretch in my quadricep. And again, that was 3 seconds, and then I breathe, I relax, and this next set, I'm really gonna press. Okay, so now I'm starting to get warmed up to the stretch, and I'm good. And you even see right there, the first thing that happens, my knee kind of wants to go away. Got to keep it close, keep it underneath you, stretch out that quadricep, and now we're gonna head down to the ground for the rest of the stretches. All right, guys, now we're gonna hit up the rest of the lower body stretches. The first one that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be stretching 2 things at once, my hamstring and my hip flexor. Again, we warmed up the hip flexor earlier on, so it might get tight. So we're gonna do, again, another best bang for your buck type of stretch. I'm gonna bring one leg in, touching the other side. So the bottom of my foot, the bottom of my shoe is touching one of the sides, and the other one is out. So there's 2 points of emphasis here. I wanna be able to drop this knee to the ground. A lot of people will have their knee up, it's inflexible, and you don't want that as far as athletics, as far as just moving weights. So to work on this, we want to press down, and then I want to end up reaching out. And again, right here, I'm stretching my left leg's hamstring, and I'm stretching my right hip flexor, and I'm just trying to crowd my body, keeping my hips underneath my upper body. And right here, I'm reaching, so it's 1, 2, 3, and then I'm relaxing. And I'm gonna repeat that for both sides. So that's one leg in, one leg out, hip flexor and hamstring. So it's kind of tough to give that a name, so that's what I call it. The next one, guys, we're gonna sit in a butterfly, which is pretty much double of the hip flexor stretch that we did last time. So I'm gonna put both of my feet together, and I'm gonna drive my heels back as far as they can go. Make sure that my feet don't separate. And here I'm gonna use my elbows to just drive down my knees. Again, you'll notice that even I'm up off the ground right now. Some people can get their knees flat, so this is something that I should work on. So right now I'm gonna hold this for 3, and I'm just gonna breathe for 3 and just relax, okay? Breathe. Well, now I'm on it, and then now I'm gonna breathe, okay? So those are 2 stretches right there. The next one that I'm gonna do is for my lower back. The low back is pivotal on this lift. And again, we warmed up the low back, but we also use it as a secondary muscle within most of these exercises. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cross my right leg over my left leg, and I'm gonna take that opposite hand, okay, take that elbow, put it on that outside of the knee, and then I'm gonna turn my torso. And again, stretching my low back, even a little bit of my mid back, and I'm gonna turn, 2, 3, and I'm gonna breathe, and I'm gonna relax. Same thing, 1, 2, 3, and again, with the more reps, the more sets, the more often you do this, the further that you'll be able to turn. So that is another key stretch for the low back. And this last stretch that we're gonna end up hitting up, guys, I'm gonna bring one leg back like this, okay? And I'm gonna bring the other one in. And what I wanna do is pretty much just crowd my hips, crowd my center of gravity. People that are not very flexible, they might end up leaning this way to that off leg that's in right now. So one leg is in, and I'm pressing this hip flexor down. I also have this one back, but this one is gonna be straight back, okay? So you'll notice that this one isn't curved. I don't want my heel to my butt. This leg is straight. And again, what I want to do, I'll feel this in my obliques, I'll feel this in my hips, and I just want to hang out here. This is a stretch that you can even sit in and just breathe and relax, because you want these hips to be mobile. You want them to be hinges. You don't want them to be all rusty. So again, I'm going to sit here and just breathe. And if you're really inflexible and you have to rest like this, that's fine. And then sit up for 3 seconds and press that hip down. I'll feel this even in my hip flexor right here. And I'm going to stretch. And then I'll just breathe and relax for 3 seconds. So those, again, guys, I need 10 sets from you from all of those workouts, and 3-second holds and 3-second pauses or breaks in between. And that would be a great way to finish all of your lower body exercise. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys next time.